Hello everyone, this is Max, and I am coming to you once again from the Sierra Nevada Aquatic Research Laboratory. And I wanted to talk today about something that I realized through my experiences watching the birds here and at Valentine East Sierra Reserve. And just something really cool, kind of gives an answer to the question, why do birds migrate? What causes them to migrate? So anyway, to give some context, one of the most common birds that I would observe here at the Sierra Nevada Aquatic Research Laboratory and at Valentine East Sierra Reserve is the western wood pewee. So the western wood pewee is a type of flycatcher. So they feed on insects, and they perch in regular perches high up in the trees or bushes, and what they'll do is they'll just wait for insects to come by, and then they'll fly out and catch those insects in midair. Very cool. That's why they get their name of flycatcher. And like a lot of flycatchers in North America, they're summer migrants. They're usually only here for the summer season, and then they head back to the south for the winter. And so when I was here earlier in the summer, I was finding western wood pewees everywhere. They're easily one of the most common birds in this area of California. And they were also very predictable. I would see them at the same places again and again, because as I said, they have particular perches that they like and territories that they set up, and so you can find them in the same place again and again. However, a few weeks ago, I started noticing that it was harder and harder to find the western wood pewees. They were becoming scarcer. They were in places that I didn't remember seeing them before. They weren't in the places I had seen them before. And then recently, they've pretty much just been gone. Like, I've seen a couple of individuals around, but most of them are gone. This area behind me, actually, right here in this bush, is actually one area where there was a western wood pewee that would be here pretty much every morning when I was first here at the reserve, and now I never see him. He's all gone. So where did these birds go? What's the deal with them? So I don't actually know. Like, I don't have any scientific proof to say what's happening, but I do have a very strong and plausible theory about what happened. So a few weeks ago, before one of my trips out to the Sierras, it was, just a normal day. Then that ended. I got some good night's sleep as the night went through. And then the next morning, I woke up and it was very cold, much colder than it had been since I arrived at this reserve. And the day was just cold. In general, there was a lot less bird life that morning. Anyway, it really just stuck out to me at the cold, but I didn't really think too much about it, other than it was just really weird that we hadn't gotten that much cold lately. And then I was talking with some other researchers here in the reserve, and they pointed out that that day where it got really cold was a turning point in the weather up here in the Eastern Sierra. What was happening was the first day of the fall transition to winter weather here in the Eastern Sierra. So the summer had actually officially ended, and what we had coming up was fall and winter. And this was the beginning of that transition. That could cause a lot of different changes in the environment and wildlife behavior. But one thing that definitely changed was the temperatures were going down. And I could feel it. I could feel the temperatures going down. So it was a significant cue in the environment. And I bet you that the western wood pewees and other birds also noticed that change and reacted to it. Maybe not immediately, because I did see western wood pewees here after that, but definitely they felt that change and knew it was time to start getting ready to head back to their winter grounds in the south. And sure enough, I thought about my observations of the western wood pewees right after that. And yeah, after that time where it was really cold, that was when I was starting to see less western wood pewees. So my guess is that this really cold temperature change that we've been experiencing has indicated to the western wood pewees that fall and winter is on its way, that it's time to get out of here and go to their wintering grounds. And you know, the reason why birds migrate is well, they have a few reasons, but one of the main reasons is because they don't like cold temperatures. First of all, if you're a small bird, it's really hard to keep the heat that you have inside of you. There are ways that they can minimize that, but still, small birds have that issue more than large birds. And so the western wood pewee is a small bird, so it wouldn't fare well in very cold temperatures. Similarly, as I mentioned, they also eat insects. Insects in the winter time up here are not really that active because it's just so cold and there's not a lot of food for them to eat. So if you're an insect eater, it usually is a good idea to only be around when there's a lot of insects to eat. And so since there's not a lot of insects to eat in the wintertime, the western wood pewees don't usually hang around here. So for them, when it gets cold, they just head south. And so that's what's happened here. The western wood pewees have started their migration south, and the only ones left that I'm seeing are kind of just stragglers in the population. They're hanging out a little bit longer than the rest. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I just thought that was a really cool thing that I discovered while being out here observing nature and, you know, just paying attention to my surroundings. And then I learned this really cool thing and saw what triggers bird migration in action. So yeah, I encourage you to get out into the wilderness and try and make these own discoveries on your own. It's very rewarding. But anyway, I hope this was interesting to you, and I will see you in the next video.